SEBA Board HSLC exam. Questions Solutions. Class 10 Section B. English Grammar Substance Writing. All questions and answers in one short video. HSLC 1998. When Faraday was 21, he began to work as a bookbinder, but he did not like the man under whom he worked. He had a great longing to leave this trade and map out some paths for himself in science. Not long before, he was fortunate enough to attend 4 lectures on chemistry by Sir Humphrey Davy, a brilliant lecturer at the newly founded Royal Institution in London. Faraday now had the excellent idea of sending to Davy the careful notes he had taken of these lectures, together with a letter saying how much he hoped for an opportunity to do some sort of scientific work. Sir Humphrey Davy evidently thought that his correspondent must be an interesting young man, for he arranged to have a talk with him and pointed out to him how difficult and badly paid a scientific career was likely to be. But young Faraday was quite unmoved, and a little later the chance he so longed for came his way. Davy had not forgotten his eager visitor and arranged for him to be offered a job as a laboratory assistant at the Royal Institution. Answer: At the age of 21, Faraday worked as a bookbinder but disliked his job and aspired to pursue science. He attended chemistry lectures by Sir Humphrey Davy, and impressed by them, he sent Davy his detailed notes along with a letter expressing his desire to work in science. Recognizing Faraday's potential, Davy met him and warned about the challenges of a scientific career. Despite this, Faraday remained determined, and eventually, Davy secured him a position as a laboratory assistant at the Royal Institution. Faraday's perseverance and passion paved the way for his entry into the world of science. HSLC 1999. Most of the people who appear most often in history books are great conquerors and generals. Strangely enough, people who really helped civilization forward are often never mentioned at all. We do not know who made the first boat or calculated the length of the year, but we know all about killers and destroyers. We raise statues to them simply because they fought bravely. But even animals fight. So do savages. To fight is not to be civilized. Moreover, there are other ways of settling quarrels among men or nations. So really civilized people have been those who have brought peace and happiness to mankind. They have been prophets, saints, doctors, inventors, and discoverers. They have been truly great since instead of inflicting pain and hardship upon humanity, they have healed their wounds. Instead of killing, they have saved human lives. They are really civilized and deserve our admiration and respect. Answer: History often glorifies conquerors and generals while neglecting those who advanced civilization. The creators of the first boat or the calculators of the year's length remain unknown, yet we remember warriors simply for their bravery. However, fighting is neither civilized nor the only way to resolve conflicts. True civilization lies in the contributions of prophets, saints, doctors, inventors, and discoverers who brought peace, happiness, and healing to humanity. They saved lives instead of destroying them and deserve our respect for their positive impact on mankind. HSLC 2000s. Early rising leads to health and happiness. The man who rises late can have little rest in the course of the day. Anyone who lies in bed late is compelled to work till a late hour in the evening. He has to go without the evening exercise which is so necessary for his health. In spite of all his effort, his work will not produce as good results as that of the early riser. The reason for this is that he cannot take advantage of the refreshing hours of the morning. Some people say that the quiet hour of midnight is the best time for working. Several great thinkers say that they can write best only when they burn the midnight oil. Yet it is true to say that few men have a clear brain at midnight when the body needs rest and sleep. Those who work at that time soon ruin their health. Bad health must, in the long run, have a bad effect on the quality of their work. Answer: Early rising promotes health and happiness. Late risers often work late into the night, missing the evening exercise crucial for health and achieving less effective results. Morning hours are refreshing and conducive to productivity, unlike midnight hours when the body needs rest. While some thinkers claim to work best at night, midnight work often harms health, ultimately affecting the quality of work. Thus, early rising is essential for a balanced and efficient life. HSLC 2001. It is physically impossible for a well-educated, intellectual, or brave man to make money the chief object of his thoughts, just as it is for him to make his dinner the principal object of them. All healthy people like their dinners, but their dinner is not the main object of their lives. So, all health-minded people like making money ought to like it and enjoy the sensation of winning it. It is something better than money. A good soldier, for instance, mainly wishes to do his fighting well. He is glad of his pay and justify grumbles when you keep him 10 years without it. His main notion of life is to win battles, not to be paid for winning them. So, of clergymen. The clergyman's object is essentially to baptize and preach, not to be paid for preaching. So, of doctors. They like fees, no doubt, yet if they are brave and well-educated, the entire object of their lives is not fees. They on the whole desire to cure the sick, and if they are good doctors and the choice were fairly put to them, would rather cure their patient and lose their fee than kill him and get it. And so, with all other brave and rightly trained men, their work is first, their fee second, very important always, but still second. Answer: for well-educated, intellectual, or brave individuals, money should not be the main focus of life, just as dinner is not the primary purpose of living, though both are necessary. A good soldier prioritizes winning battles over pay, and clergymen aim to preach and baptize rather than earn money. Similarly, brave and ethical doctors prioritize curing patients over earning fees. For all rightly trained individuals, their work and duty come first, with monetary rewards being secondary but still important. HSLC 2002. It is sometimes said that the pleasure of giving is peculiar to the rich, and no doubt, the pleasure of giving is one of the greatest and purest which wealth can bestow. Still, the poor also may be generous and liberal. The widow's mite, so far as the widow at any rate is concerned, counts for as much as the rich man's gold. Moreover, as regards kindness and sympathy, which are far more valuable than money, the poor can give as much as, perhaps even more than the rich. Money is not wealth. There are those whom we look down on as poor, who may be in reality as rich as a millionaire. That which is of more value in life is exactly that which can neither be bought nor sold. A proverb says, "A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world." When he dies, men will ask what property he has left behind him, but angels will inquire, "What good deeds hast thou sent before you?" Answer: the pleasure of giving is not limited to the rich, as even the poor can be generous. The widow's small contribution is as meaningful as the rich man's gold. Kindness and sympathy, often more valuable than money, can be shared equally or even more by the poor. True wealth is not money but the good one does in life, which cannot be bought or sold. While people may ask about a person's possessions after death, true worth is measured by the good deeds sent ahead, as reflected in the saying, "A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world." HSLC 2003. Man generally desires for a long life. He thinks that a long life is a blessing, whereas a short life is a curse. If a man dies young, we generally pity him. But it is not a wise approach to life. We should judge life in terms of deeds and not years. The worth of life is measured by the noble deeds that a man does during his lifetime and not by the number of years he lives. If a man has lived long, but has done nothing for others, his life is not successful. He may live a base and vile life which is devoid of good and noble deeds. His life is quite meaningless to us. The lily of a day is fairer far in May than the oak tree that has stood for 300 years to fall a log at last. Mere longevity, a long innings of life, is not and should not be the goal of life. The worth of life lies in the performance of noble and good deeds. The history of the world is full of persons who did a lot of good deeds during their short life. Answer: people often value a long life, considering it a blessing, while pitying those who die young. However, life should be judged by the deeds one accomplishes, not the number of years lived. A long life without noble actions is meaningless. A short but impactful life, filled with good deeds, is far more valuable. The worth of life is in how much good one does, not in longevity. History is full of individuals who, despite their short lives, made significant contributions, proving that quality, not length, defines a meaningful life. HSLC 2004. An economical use of time is the true mode of securing leisure. It enables us to get through business and carry it forward instead of being driven by it. On the other hand, the miscalculation of time involves us in perpetual hurry, confusion and difficulties. Some take no thought of the value of money till they have come to an end of it, and many do the same with their time. The hours are allowed to flow by unemployed, and then when life is fast waning, they bethink themselves of the duty of making a wiser use of it. But the habit of listlessness and idleness may already have been confirmed and they are unable to break the bonds with which they have permitted themselves to become bound. Lost wealth may be replaced by industry, lost knowledge by study, lost health by temperance or medicine, but lost time is gone forever. Answer: an efficient use of time leads to leisure by allowing us to manage our tasks effectively, while poor time management results in hurry, confusion, and difficulties. Many people disregard the value of time until it is too late, much like how some people only realize the worth of money after it's gone. When time is wasted, it becomes harder to make better use of it later. Unlike lost wealth or health, which can be regained through effort, lost time cannot be recovered. Therefore, it is essential to use time wisely from the start to avoid regrets later in life. HSLC 2005. Among the manifold misfortunes that may befall humanity, the loss of the health is one of the severest. All the joys that life can give cannot outweigh the suffering of the sick. Give the sick man everything and leave him his sufferings, and he will feel that half the world is lost to him. Lay him on a soft silken couch, he will nevertheless groan sleepless under the pressure of his sufferings, while the miserable beggar, blessed with health, sleeps sweetly on the hard ground. Spread his table with dainty dishes and choice drinks and he will thrust back the hand that proffers them and envy the poor man who thoroughly enjoys his hard crust. Surround him with the pomp of kings, let his chair be a throne, and his crutch a world-swaying scepter. He will look with contemptuous eyes on marble and gold and would deem himself happy could he enjoy, even were it under a thatched roof, the health the meanest of his servants. Answer: among life's many misfortunes, the loss of health is one of the worst. No material comfort or joy can outweigh the suffering of a sick person. Even with luxurious surroundings, a sick man will continue to feel the weight of his pain, while the healthy, though poor, can find peace in simple pleasures. A sick person may reject food and comfort, envying the beggar's ability to enjoy life's basic joys. Health is the true source of happiness, and no wealth or power can replace it. Even the most royal individual would trade everything for the health that the poorest enjoy. HSLC 2006. Try to be brave and firm, fearing God and fearful of none. In every action in which you take part and in all you say, let only this thought be in your mind: is what I am doing or saying right? And if your conscience answers, yes, then do or say that thing persistently, fearless, see all opposition. Some of your companions may against you. You may sometimes lose the favor of men, but never mind, persevere and be brave, for God is on your side. You need not care what the world thinks of you so long as you know your purpose is honest, so long as you are true to your conscience. The heart that is pure may well be courageous, for it has nothing to feed, therefore, do what is right. Answer: be brave and firm, fearing only God and no one else. In every action and word, ask yourself, is this right? If your conscience says yes, proceed fearlessly, despite opposition. Others may turn against you or disapprove, but stay steadfast, for God is on your side. Don't worry about the world's judgment as long as your purpose is honest and you remain true to your conscience. A pure heart has no reason to fear, so always choose to do what is right, no matter the challenges. HSLC 2007. A right-minded man will shrink from seeming to be what he is not or pretending to be richer than he really is, or assuming a style of living that his circumstances will not justify. He will have courage to live honestly within his means rather than live dishonestly upon the means on other people. For he who incurs debts in striving to maintain a style of living beyond his income is in spirit as dishonest as the man who openly picks your pocket. To many this may seem in vertical bar extreme view, but it will bear the strictest test. The honorable man, on the other hand, is frugal of his means, and pays his way honestly. He does not seek to pass himself off as richer than he is, or by running into debt, open an axiom with ruin. As that man is not poor whose means are small but whose desires are controlled, say that man and rich whose means are more than sufficient for his wants. Answer: a person with integrity avoids pretending to be wealthier than they are or living beyond their means. They choose to live honestly within their financial limits, rather than incurring debt to maintain an extravagant lifestyle. Such dishonesty, whether through debt or deceit, is as wrong as stealing. A truly honorable person is frugal, pays their debts, and lives within their means. Wealth is not determined by how much one has, but by how well one's desires are controlled. A person whose needs are simple, yet sufficient, is truly rich.